J.J. Watt clearly had a very different plan. So Steve Keim and the Cardinals had one of their own. It was not that nobody thought the Cards had a chance. Nobody even thought the Cards were in this at all until it was already over. I mean, that was pretty amazing. They weren't on anybody's radar except for J.J. Watt's. And I'll tell you something else. At this point, somebody's got to pull Arizona off of Houston because the Cards just got over the Texans yet again. Last year, Arizona worked Houston in that deal for DeAndre Hopkins. This time, it's signing J.J. Watt when he gets sick and tired of wearing the Texans gear and he bounces. I mean, how pissed must Deshaun Watson be right now? His two best teammates are living their absolute best lives in the desert, and he is stuck living his worst life in one of the worst situations ever. And at this point, you really have to wonder if Watson thinks that not playing football at all is better than playing it for the Texans. And could you really blame that guy if he did think that? In terms of the deal itself, terms of Watt's deal were not announced officially, but according to Adam Schefter, 2 years, $31 million, 23 of it guaranteed. And within hours, he was standing on a plane, or he was on a plane to Arizona, standing on the tarmac in the desert and making a statement. Pretty cool to get off a private jet, the owner's private jet. It's a hell of an arrival in Arizona. And as soon as everybody got over the shock of J.J. Watt signing in Arizona, folks started to rush in to bury him for doing that, saying the only reason that he did it was for the money. That if he wanted to win a ring, he would have gone somewhere else. That this was a straight cash grab. That he ended up with a team that is not only not the best in the NFC, they're not even the best in their own division. And in fact, they might be the worst in their own division. Here's my response to all of that. Bullcrap. It's bullcrap. That this whole thing about this is nothing more than a cash grab, that he's only there for the money. Wrong. Wrong. And even if that were the case, even if he did do it only for the money, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with somebody signing a contract just for the money. That's why you sign contracts, to get the money. That's why most people do anything, for the money. I've said it for years. It's like the first thing I ever said when I got on the radio. If anybody ever says that something is not about the money, it's about one thing, the money. So if he's going to Arizona for the money, and that's a big if, which I'll get to in a moment, but even if that is the case, I don't have a problem with it. He's got every right to do that. He should do that. Plenty of guys chase rings, they never get them. Plenty of guys get rings and then have to pawn them at some point. And do you know why that is? That's right, for the money. This is why I'm all in favor of guys chasing the money and getting paid and living a good life. Now, if there's ever been a player who deserved to get as much money as he could, it's J.J. Watt. As big as that contract is, some of you fools think that he's selling out for. It's still millions short of what he raised for the people of Houston after the hurricane. So if this guy wants to cash in now and get some money for himself, I'm fine with that. Go right ahead. Secondly, there is this. There's a report that he took less money to sign with the Cards. So I don't know if that's true or if that's spin. But if that is true, and he did take less money to go to the Cards, that kind of busts up the argument about him going to the desert for just the cash. And finally, number 3. We're talking about the Arizona Cardinals here, not the New York Jets. All right? I made it very clear from the outset. The right spot for J.J. Watt was Cleveland. But if you're not going to join the Browns, this is a damn good decision. Again, it's not like the guy just signed with Jacksonville. He signed with Arizona, an Arizona team that took a big step forward last season when they improved by 3 wins. An Arizona team that at one point was 6-3 and looked like they were the team to beat in football's best division, the NFC West. An Arizona team that was poised for double-digit wins and a playoff spot before things fell apart in the final 2 weeks. So the Cards are not the scrubs that a lot of you are trying to make them out to be. or that they used to be back in the day. If you don't know that, you're either not paying attention or you don't know what the hell you're paying attention to, period. They may not be a finished product. They might not even be a J.J. Watt away from a Super Bowl, but these guys are good and they're getting better. They've got the most electric player in football in Kyler Murray. They've got a Hall of Famer at wide receiver, 2, if Larry Fitzgerald decides to come back. And then J.J. would be joining a defense that already has Chandler Jones, Hassan Reddick, Budda Baker, and Isaiah Simmons in his second season. Now, I don't know if all of them will be there next season, but if they are, look the hell out. If even 2 of them are there, and I'm Russell Wilson, I'm working the phones to either get more offensive linemen or get the hell out of Seattle. Because if Russ already did not like getting his brains beaten in, he's really not going to like it when Watt and Chandler start doing it. I got a quick question for you. Do you know who has the second most sacks since 2012? That's right, J.J. Watt. Do you know who has the most sacks during that same period? That's right, Chandler Jones. These 2 could absolutely cook together. Speaking of which, on February 16th, Chandler Jones sent Watt a message. It read, quote, "If you come here, I'll be your personal chef. Monday and Wednesdays are free." Yeah, well, it looks like Jones will be strapping on that chef's hat, sharpening his knives. He tweeted yesterday, "Also feel bad for my guy RW3, LOL." Yeah, I don't think you really do, Chandler, but I get it. I get that you're fired up. You should be. The Cards should be. A team that was good in 2020 has a chance to be damn good in 21. The NFC West, which was nasty as hell in 2020, is going to be mayhem in 21. And again, I did say Cleveland was the right place for Watt. I stand by that. But this is the next best move, and I love it for both Watt and the Cards. Love that move. I just laid it all out there. Those are my complete and total thoughts.